All right, let's get into it. Doing daily market review. Today's Friday, January 30. Um, let's look at the S&P 500, the ETF first. And I think on Thursday, yesterday, I said that I'm expecting it to go pretty much sideways. First, I gave this range, and then I said, well, it could go higher as well, but still expecting sideways. So those two scenarios that I gave for Friday pretty much turned out to be correct. This one was a little bit more pessimistic, but we did go as low as here, so could say that's correct. And then same with this one, and then that ended up being a mixture of two. So it went as high as here, right, and then it went as low as here. But overall, the expectation was that the direction is going to be sideways, pretty much what we got. So good on that. And the reason for that is just after such a violent move down right here, and after such a swift bounce, it's very unlikely that on a day like Friday, where we usually always like, sometimes you get violent moves on Fridays, right? Up or down, sometimes. But most of the time, I've noticed that at least for S&P 500, on Fridays, if you get violent move throughout the week, let's say Wednesday or Thursday or whatever, on Friday, usually it's lower volatility. It's it's contained within a certain range. It usually goes sideways. Not much, not much of a violent up moves or breakdowns. So usually it does do that. So just based on that, doesn't mean that we expect every Friday to be like that, but more often than not. Look at this one last Friday as well. Same thing, just going sideways, just like this one. This one was a little bit more. This one had a wider range, right? After a move like that, but still, compared to this, right? This is much narrower. So, um, what do I think going into Monday, going into weekend, and then opening on Monday? Let's see. Let's get rid of the old drawings right here. We don't need them anymore. I would say here, very simple. If we do come here again, I do think that there is a high possibility that we'll break down. If we continue going this way, we're more than likely gonna go at least up to here, guys. That's what I think. Just we've tested this level, this one that we had right here, same one that we had here, same one that we lost, right? Tested it again, lost it, led to a violent breakdown. Here again, it's a gap. Tested it here. We came here, we kept testing it. We didn't have enough strength on Friday to break through and go for a breakout, go for an upside move. But if we come there again, I feel like we will be able to break out. So just based on that, again, it's look for it on Sunday night or early Monday morning before the open. If you see a lot of action here and it's breaking above this, more likely than not it's going to 697, 696, something like that. And then if we do have a lot of, if you see the price sort of pushing its way here, or even just violently coming here, actually if it violently comes here, there is still a possibility that it does another bounce here before breaking down, so watch out for that as well. But if it does something like that, it might as well just break down. So I would say I don't expect the price to go for Monday to go sideways or contained. I expect it to break either to the upside, to downside. If I had to say if there is a higher possibility of one versus the other, or if it's 50-50 coin flip, probably let's see on the daily. I don't know, tough to say at the moment. I'm just gonna go with 50-50 coin flip. those are the levels you need to watch, basically this one or that one for a breakdown, or a breakout. So that's that. And then let's go to futures. Same thing. I was expecting sideways. This was my first range, and then I said could go a little bit lower, but still expecting sideways somewhere not lower than this. Pretty much what we got, pretty much contained within the range. So that's a good one. What do I expect? Same thing, really. Same thing. If we do, actually, I'm just now understanding that maybe it's redundant to do both ETF and futures for S&P 500, since they pretty much move the same for obvious reasons. But sometimes I do read the futures differently compared to the ETF, so I just do both. I don't know. Let's just keep it that way. I do think that if we come here to take out the lows here, the liquidity here is pretty much non-existent. I know it's not a good technical term, but still, I would say that we likely to break out if we come here, if we do something like that. And then same here. If we come here again, I would expect that we would eventually break down and go lower. The only thing is, given this, we could still expect a bounce from here, but I would think it would be a small one. So it would just go up, touch this right here, and then still go down anyway. So regardless, I still think that if we come here, it's pretty much we're expecting a downtrend. And then let's just check the Bitcoin chart. The Bitcoin chart. So I was saying that if it comes here, that it more likely than not goes down, but my main expectation was also sideways for Friday, which is starting. This was the Thursday when I recorded. Yeah, we got pretty much that. We came here trying to go down, but still contained with this level and this level, so it's not really moving anywhere. Scalper's paradise, to be honest. If you're a scalper, if you're trading seconds, minutes, good for you. If you're a trend follower, trend trader, now Friday was not a good day for a directional move for you. But anyway, by trend trader I meant people who trade like daily swings or like weekly swings, or anything that's more like huge intraday moves, or moves that last for longer than a day. So but for scalpers, that was a good Friday. I didn't trade this Friday. I knew it's gonna be sideways. I pretty much decided to just not bother with it. Sometimes I do trade on Fridays, but usually I take them off. So what I expect for Bitcoin, let's get on with that. Let's see. Let's get rid of the old one. To be honest with you, it's just gonna be repetitive, but it's the same thing really. I think if we come here, we could try lower. If we do come here, and then if we do get out here again, then I would expect we could still go higher. Maybe all the way here. Maybe we just stop here instead of here. I don't know. I would expect that. Again, same thing as with S&P 500. Very, very unclear. I get that. A lot of uncertainty. Usually I don't like to say, oh, it either goes down or up. I go like, probably goes down more likely than up, or vice versa. But just for this like scenario for today, for this Friday, it really does look like a coin flip to me so far. I'll try to look. Yeah, it's almost Saturday. I'll try to look on it again on Saturday, tomorrow, which is basically already today for me now. But I'll try to look on it. Take a look on Saturday, and then see if maybe I have a better idea of what's going on. But usually Saturday is very, very misleading for Bitcoin, so I prefer to look at Sunday, like let's say if we're talking Pacific, Sunday midday or Sunday evening is pretty much telling of what's going on. So maybe I'll skip Saturday and I'll just do Sunday instead. And then same with futures. They don't open until Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific, I believe. So I'll also do update on futures on Sunday, and I'll just skip Saturday, so no video on Saturday, and then I'll try to work. I'll try to find some time to work on actual educational videos, and to add that on top of just daily market reviews, because those are good, but I'm planning to keep on doing daily market reviews. I'm planning on adding actual educational videos, kind of digging more into my strategy, how I trade, how I look at the market, any kind of lessons or giveaways I can share with you guys. And then also in the future, planning on doing live trading, so streaming my trading live. I'm still not sure how to do it, what platform to use, but yeah, YouTube is very new for me, so I'm still learning. But let's see. I have high hopes for this channel, so I think it's going to be good. Again, thank you and have a great weekend.